Hey everyone, it'll be just a few minutes.
As long as everyone else is good, I'm good. Really good?
Give us 45 seconds if you don't mind.
Yep.
Feels like it.
Podium's still building beat up from Florence.
Just a few minutes.
Okay, we're rolling. Sorry.
Good morning. My name is Dan House. I am the police chief in Wrightsville Beach, and I'm also the spokesman for the town of Wrightsville Beach for this event. Last evening, the National Hurricane Center predicted that Hurricane Dorian was going to move a little quicker than previously reported, and we've seen that this morning. As a result, tropical storm winds have picked up this morning, approximately 4 a.m., so it got a little bit windier. We expect winds to, at some point, exceed like 50 miles an hour, probably sometime 3 o'clock today, as I think we're looking. Full hurricane force winds somewhere in the vicinity of 9 o'clock in the evening to maybe about 3, 4 in the morning. At that time, we expect winds to hopefully subside in the early morning hours on Friday. The storm is now expected to come in at Cat 2 overnight. It hit Cat 3 status for a little while. It is at Cat 2, at least at the time when I put this together. Winds probably 100 miles an hour to 110, depending. Continue to anticipate storm surge, potentially with overwash, which has been our biggest concern. We expect swells to 4 to 6 feet, so we're preparing for that. The good news is that we think the high tide is going to work in our advantage before the storm actually hits in hard, and we'll actually be closer to low tide when we have the full hurricane force winds. So hopefully that will work in our advantage. It will minimize those effects. As far as town operations, overnight we had some individuals who failed to heed the evacuation warnings that were wandering outside. Our officers encountered those individuals, and some were actually criminally charged for failing to heed warnings and comply with the evacuation order. Mandatory evacuations are put in place not only for your safety, but also for the safety of our first responders. With that said, our police department will be enforcing evacuation orders and criminally charging folks if they either impede our operations, meaning that we've got to break free from what we're doing to let them know that they need to come out of the storm, or if they put our first responders in danger. In other words, calling 911 asking for help, where our first responders are going to have to respond and put their own lives in danger. We've spoken with the district attorney of New Hampshire County, Ben David, and he has agreed to prosecute these cases. The other thing I'd like to also remind the public is once wind speeds reach unsafe levels, that our first responders will not come out. So if you call 911, we will not be there. Again, that's why we put the evacuations in place. To keep the public informed, we will continue to do press briefings. We're going to do one at 4 o'clock this afternoon, and we're planning one for 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, the same time as this one. And of course, we will, if we need to do further, we will schedule others. In the meantime, we'll keep everybody updated through our Facebook page, our social media, and also if anybody needs to contact us directly, our PIO's number is 910-524-0092. And with that, I'll be happy to take any questions if you'd like.
How many people are facing charges, and what are they charged with?
Yeah, it's charged under, there's the special powers are giving under when there's a mandatory evacuation and state of emergency has been declared. Once those kick in, it makes it a Class 2 misdemeanor. I don't have the general statute in front of us, but it's a Class 2 misdemeanor.
So just sort of disobeying an evacuation order,
Correct.
basically?
Yeah. There's only been a few people charged so far, and most people going around this morning, if they didn't leave last night, they're gone now. So hope to not have that issue going further, but just want to let everybody know that it's a possibility.
If people are just out trying to drive off the island because they realize they should have, that's not going to get them criminal charges, is it?
No, and again, we're following them out so to make sure that they actually do get out, yes.
Do you have an idea of how many people are still on Wrightsville Beach at this time?
We feel it's not a large amount. We actually, quite frankly, expected more because they didn't expect the storm to be as bad as it potentially is going to be. So I couldn't give you an exact number, but we think it's big.
Do you have a number of people who were evacuated from the island?
We have 2,500 full-time residents, but we also have rentals and other things. So we guess on an average day, there's probably somewhere around about 10,000 people on our island. You know, there's nowhere near that on the island. There's a couple dozen tops up here.
I was speaking to a resident this morning, and she said last time after Florence that some people were frustrated they couldn't go back, and I know y'all have all the stuff that you're doing, but can you give people any idea if they're worried to leave because they're afraid they won't be able to come back? What would you say to them?
I would say go ahead and leave. We're really looking. We learned a lot of things from Hurricane Florence. So the things we should do and we shouldn't do, and we fixed those issues. Last time it was a storm. We had a procedure on how we shut down our stormwater and our water system, and we've changed that procedure. So we don't think it's going to be long for people to get back on. Early talks with the management team. I mean, we're really looking, unless we have significant damage to infrastructure. And as long as the roads are clear and we're able to move people, we're going to try to get people back pretty soon. And I hate to give a date. I mean, we'd certainly like to do that Friday, but it may be Saturday sometime.
How well has Wrightsville Beach recovered from Florence, and how would a strong storm surge set that back?
During Hurricane Florence, right before Hurricane Florence, we had beach renourishment, which renourished our beaches and our dunes. And after Hurricane Florence, it did impact that quite a bit. We have not had a renourishment since then. So we do fully anticipate there being some overwash on the beach side that could affect us. But with that said, we still have a real stable dune system. So there are certain places I see it can breach, but others I think it's going to hold. So.
And as far as they're shutting down the power and shutting down the water and sewer, can you kind of explain to us the rationale behind that and why that's done?
Okay, the power isn't going to be shut down. That's controlled by Duke Energy. Duke Energy's not going to shut it down. It may go out because of power lines down or whatever, but they're not going to intentionally shut it down. Again, one of the lessons we learned is that we need to leave our system running for as long as it can. We now have backup generators to hopefully, if the power does go down, still run our lift stations and pumps. Not to say they can't go down. Last year we had issues with some of our generators getting water intrusion and fried the motherboard on us. I'm not saying that can't happen, and we won't have a problem, but we have a backup plan for that as well. So we think it's not going to be an issue. Any other questions? All right, well, thank you very much. Our next press conference will be at 4 o'clock this afternoon, and hopefully we can give you a little bit better update on how it's going to impact our expectations. Thank you.